This episode's got me confused. How's it going, everybody? And welcome back. This isn't episode 4, is it? This is episode 5. I watched the last episode, really good. I'll give my rundown on it here in a second. And I did my entire outro. Wear a mask, don't be an ass. And I looked over, and there was no record button on. And I'm just sitting there, I was staring at it for a good, 30 seconds. I was like, why aren't you red? That should be red over there. And it wasn't red. It was gray. So, I watched that entire last episode, really good, and it didn't record. I feel fucking terrible about that because it's only happened to me one other time. Luckily, the last episode, while it was really good, nothing too big happened. The first episode I ever lost was the musical episode for Lucifer. That was just a technical error. This was my fault. I did not hit record. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened, but how's it going, everybody? And welcome back. I'm Dusty Mac, and thank you for joining me on our favorite radioactive show. I'm still just not together with it because I was like, I'm just going to keep going because I don't want to dwell on it. So last week, on the best episode I've seen so far, the biggest thing, aside from Lucy's mother still being alive, because I think didn't she die in childbirth? As that's what I thought they said. But either that or she just got out somehow, but she wasn't in the picture. The biggest thing was Matt Berry as Cogsworth. Cogsworth, by the way, it was the robot that I couldn't remember from the last couple episodes. So he was the voice of Cogsworth, and that was just really funny to hear him. I recognized it right away, too. I was like, wait a minute, is that Nico from Killing Eve? And of course it was. So the ghoul takes Lucy to an organ harvester in order to get some more of those vials that keeps him sane. Because at the beginning of the episode, there was a ghoul saying, my name is Dave, trying to keep his humanity. And, obviously the ghoul recognized that. And I really liked what he did, too, because he was like, do you remember food? What do you miss? And as soon as he turned to Lucy, he's like, oh, I love apple pie. Boom. And damn, that was very shocking because I was not expecting that at all. But, it was the humane thing to do, even though he is a ghoul. Another thing that happened was Lucy's cousin and Rachel from Orphan Black, they ended up hooking up a little bit because she was missing her husband and making him wear these really tiny clothes that reminded me of
that guy in a little coat.
And right then there, her water breaks, and that freed him up to go with Lucy's brother. I don't remember his name, but they went to Vault 32, and they found out they all went crazy 2 years ago and basically killed each other. And they found out that the raiders, they got in from the outside because Lucy's mom had the code to open the door. So that's why I said Lucy's mom is alive. And does that mean that Lucy's dad is with her right now? Because that's kind of what it seems to me. She came in to take him maybe to do something because he has knowledge or something. And maybe they need that chip from the glasses guy's head for something. I don't know what that thing could be, but there's always maybe some advanced robots or genetic things going on in the background for the main plot. And Lucy ended up fighting the robot and freeing herself, and then she ended up freeing all the ghouls that were trapped in that organ harvester place, and also the feral ghouls that ended up killing everybody. But then she did something that was really, really vault dwellery of her. She was nice. She was kind. She did unto others as she wanted to do them to you. The golden rule, motherfucker. I like that line a lot. So she took a bunch of those vials and she gave it to the ghoul and just walked away like a badass. She went in there as almost like a slave, and then she comes out like her own boss. She's badass. She almost looks like Rambo. So yeah, she went out on her own, and then the ghoul went in and he was just having himself a little bit of a drug party, and then he ended up finding a tape of his old self. And I think that's going to remind him that, even though he is changed, he's still that honorable man somewhere in there. And I think he's going to try to be more like that. So I know that him and Lucy are going to run into each other again. They have to. And that's kind of where we are. So that was the last episode. Again, I felt so stupid. I'm just like, that's not red. Why isn't it red? It's red. I see it right now. It's red. Again, sorry. But we are here, and we're going to do this next episode. This one is Season 1, Episode 5, The Past. And let's leave the last episode in the past and continue on with the future. So, if you guys like this reaction and want to keep seeing more just like it, please make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe and hit that little bell in the corner because it'll tell you when my next video comes out, which is usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also do some bonus videos and don't stream ever. And if you guys want to support the channel financially, the Patreon and everything else is down below. And with the Patreon, you're going to get these videos a week or weeks ahead of the YouTube audience. For example, right now, you guys can go watch the season finale as well as some patron-exclusive movies, series, and polls. So if that interests you, go check that out. If not, they'll be up on YouTube pretty damn soon. And yeah, making sure it's still red. It's still red. So let's go ahead and jump into this week's recorded reaction for Fallout Season 1, Episode 5, The Past. Let's do it. And as always, got my gamer subs, raw meat, watermelon cantaloupe, really good. I should be like, this is raw meat. This is beef and venison.
I thought it was dead meat. You should brand me. I'm not officially your squire until you brand me.
It really hurts.
I want you to.
It really sucks.
Please.
It is your most sacred duty to protect me.
He doesn't even know who you are yet.
Still,
I bet you're glad you're not in front of all the higher ups now.
Oh!
T is for turtle.
See the look on everyone's faces when they see us. Return with the target.
I want to put that in a bag so nothing can come and eat that.
before we go back,
I got something to show you.
there's probably something I can tell you.
You should have done it before you branded the dude. What does this thing clog up?
Maximus.
We can still be friends.
Personalititis.
He's dead.
You should have worded that differently.
We just have to get our story straight before we go back.
They'll find out.
Forget what I said.
Should have known better than to trust you.
Maximus, you are... Dude just crushed his leg after he branded him.
No, don't leave me in here.
He trapped him inside the suit.
Sticky old head's mine now.
You know, I liked Maximus, like, in the first episode, but... not really a good guy, is he? Oh, yeah. That really kind of makes the claustrophobia go a little crazy. Imagine just being trapped in a skin-tight armor. Obviously, Lucy's gonna come across him, because he just put the battery pack over there, right? Oh, he'd have to be sweltering in there, too. Not being able to wipe the sweat off or itch. All the farts building up. Oh, rad roaches. Are there weak spots? Probably the best thing you could hope to see. Those are hardy little roaches. It seems like she's gotten a lot more adept at killing on her way here.
Can you please let me out?
I really want to trust you, but I've had a rough week.
You guys kind of shared a moment, right?
Me too.
I remember that man I left with. I'm looking for his head.
Hey, you have radiation sickness. I got right away. And if you lose consciousness, we're both gonna die.
Especially now with your face mask open. Red roaches will have a feast with you. Oh, that would be awful. Starting from the face down.
What's your name?
Titus.
Starting with a lie, it's not a very good way to start a relationship.
A T60, right?
Probably smells really bad after he's been in there for who knows how long. See if you can trust him now. I thought he was gonna be like a noble person, but he's just kind of a psycho. But then again, this is the outside world, so sane and psycho are kind of walking a fine line. Were they trying to keep him?
They were trying to get into 31.
That's a question I had last episode. How were they not in communication with 31? And did the overseer, Lucy's dad, did he know what's going on in 31 and 32 and just not tell the rest of them?
I had no idea people lived in those vaults.
What did you think was in them?
Monsters. My squire stole something vital to the Brotherhood.
I have a tracker that'll lead right to that head. That's what you're looking for, too?
She's pretty damn smart for being kind of naive.
You'll lend me the services of 5 or 6 of your knights to save my father.
I think there's only 4, right?
You can trust me.
Knights, Titus, and Lucy.
I'm sorry, Reg. You need someone with experience.
Betty.
Hey,
You didn't have to tell him who you're gonna not vote for.
With the water crisis and the prisoners,
Just rub it in.
just all the uncertainty.
Really, it's fine.
Betty's already been overseer once. I'm gonna vote for Betty.
Really?
Got that
I
impression.
was literally gonna make the joke. Like, I wonder who he's gonna vote for. I wonder if he's gonna vote for Betty too. Is that her stats? You gotta know, like, your limits, you know? I don't like to be in positions of power. That's just too much authority and responsibility. I don't like authority.
Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years? I know about the bombs falling and the 320 years of American history before then.
He's like, what's America?
The bombs fell when I was a kid. You thought you would show up to some warlord with
Wait.
no armor?
I have the head. That's
Bombs
true.
fell when I was a kid.
I come from a place where the world is what you make of it.
You like to see homos naked?
We're naive down there. I really thought that the big light on our farm was the sun. My mom used to take me to play out under that light. I realized it was just her that made it all feel so real.
I'm really confused because if the vault's been going on for that long, like, she would have known about it because her and him are about the same age, right? Did they take over Vault 33?
Betty Pearson has been elected Vault Overseer.
I'm so honored.
What is your secret here, Betty? This episode's got me confused. Damn, I thought she was just a nice old lady, but she seems to be a little bit more than she seems. We just had kind of like 2 bombs dropped on us back to back. Bombs dropped when he was a kid, and she was from 31.
You armed? No!
Yes, we are.
Are you armed?
No?
Walking towards you.
There's no one here but us and them. Give me your gun.
They said they're not armed.
They're lying.
Why would you trust them, but you said you wouldn't trust him?
You can come on through.
Are you trying to fuck us? Why don't we all raise up our arms? Could we just give it a try?
It's not gonna work because we got weapons. I like this because it shows how untrustworthy everybody is. It's still great. He's gonna reach down and grab the damn gun and shoot him. Oh, she sees something worth money. Got him. Got himself a headshot though. That looked like it was like a 93, maybe a high 80s for the VATS.
Why?
She's gonna like break pretty soon. I can just feel it.
What's a fiend?
It's people who eat people.
Cannibal.
I hate it up here.
There's not a lot good with it, to be honest. You should have stayed. But then again, you weren't safe in there either if your mom can open the door. One day, Woody, one day. He's really proud of his poster.
You ran a great campaign.
I know. Must have put 10 posters up.
What you gotta do.
I voted for Betty.
You know what they say? When things look glum, vote for somebody from Vault 31.
So he knew.
I voted for Betty.
Just let everybody know.
They did the same exact thing in Vault 32.
You know they got that phrase.
When things look glum, vote 31.
It's a powerful slogan.
It rhymes and everything.
We just snuck into a vault filled with dead bodies.
And
Not to
now
mention
it's...
steps from Vault 31.
How's Vault 31 different from here?
Maybe the mashed potatoes were a little better?
That is what my dad used to say.
They're all just giving slogans and like candid answers. It's almost like listening to Biden talk to the press. It's just no real answers. Right now, I'm kind of wondering if Vault 33 is an experiment. Obviously, they're all experiments, so not like that, but like maybe they're not 200, 300 years in the future. Maybe that's a false history. So maybe adults from 31 have kids that go to 33, and if they find out or something, maybe they go to 32, and that's why they go crazy? I don't know. I am really confused right now.
34,000 people lived here after the war.
Yeah.
The entire purpose of my vault was to come up to the surface one day and restart civilization. It's Reclamation Day. It's what keeps us all going, and happened without us.
Yeah, I don't think there was like a worldwide catastrophe. I think the bombs did drop, but I don't think they dropped everywhere. Because whoever the mom's with, and maybe where the dad's from, those might be like the remnants of the old world that is in charge of the vaults. This ground zero looking crater right there.
What happened?
Same thing that always happens. Everyone wants to save the world. They just disagree on how.
And then they fight and destroy the world over it.
I wonder if anyone survived.
I did.
He literally. But that back's open. I see the fan.
We should keep moving.
He got shot a little bit more than he thought, huh? So, okay, so the bombs probably dropped, and then afterwards there was the New Republic, right? Oh yeah, you're bleeding. And then the bombs dropped again, and that's where his story picks up. So we're maybe still 200 years in the future? I think that's what happened. This is the second Fallout.
There could be anything in there.
Like a first aid kit.
I'm sure that place has been picked clean by now. You've grown up in this environment, dude, and she's more fearless than you are. But that's also her naivety, you know? Her naivete. She doesn't know what's out here, and you do. Now, for example, would be a terrible time to run into a Deathclaw because you don't got your armor. There's got to be something in here because they're building up this tension. That was weird. It's like a flat door. It's like that Doctor Who episode.
They can't restore 3 dimensions to a door that never existed.
I am announcing a resettling campaign.
What a difference
This is what happens.
a day made.
They cleaned everything up? Who did it? That had a dead body attached to it. It's been reset. Made sure they destroyed the computer.
Find anything interesting?
Actually, it's the lack of things that I'm finding.
Great job cleaning up. Betty, when my mother died, what happened to her Pip-Boy?
It was buried with her. I buried her myself.
She just... She ain't gonna get over those creepy allegations. She just keeps giving them those eyes. Give her one more look. Come on. Come on, Betty. Oh, damn. So she fell there too. So who trapped him?
Where are we?
Are they in a vault?
We're in the best place in the world.
What vault is this?
We're in a vault.
Wow, this was a big episode. I'm glad I did not mess up this one. Let's talk about it. All right, everybody, that was Fallout Season 1, Episode 5, The Past. And this one was a very confusing episode because this is the episode where they just kind of like throw everything at the wall. I'm like, this is happening, and that's happening. First of all, we start with Maximus, who... he has a bonding session with the squire, and then he reveals who he is and that his knight died, and then they get into a scuffle and he ends up getting stuck inside a suit, which, like I said, that would terrify me, to be stuck in a suit where you can't move an inch or you're just sitting there like a skin-tight oven. That would be terrible. But luckily Lucy finds him, and you know, they had that moment, so they put their trust in each other a little bit, which might not be the best thing for Lucy, but she has a habit of trusting everybody. But like Lucy found on that bridge, you can't really trust anybody up here because they're always out for themselves and how they can get ahead. We find out that Maximus was born after the bombs fell. And then there was like the new California Republic with 35,000 people. So the timeline's not making sense unless the bombs fell 200, 300 years ago and then they rebuilt, and then it got to a point where the bombs fell again. That's kind of what I'm guessing. So they go into this hospital and they fall down and they're in another vault. Cool. The other thing is Vault 31 seems to be where all the leaders for Vault 33 come from. And especially Lucy's mom and dad, they also came from there. And then in the Vault 32, it says like, I know what's in there. So is Vault 33 like an experiment on humans? Altering their history or something and seeing how long it takes them to crack, and maybe Vault 33 was just the one to not crack and 32 did? Or like I was saying, is Vault 32 where they take the excess from 33 and they stick them in there until they go crazy and die? I don't know. But Betty is being really creepy now all of a sudden, and she has some secrets she's hiding, so I can't wait to find that out. Damn, like I said, I'm glad I didn't mess up this episode because we would have all missed out on a lot. So anyway, guys, what did you think of this episode, and what is your theory on like the timeline? And do you think I'm right that it was 2 different times the bombs dropped? Or could it be something else? You gotta let me know in the comment box down below. And remember, if you guys like this reaction and want to keep seeing more just like it, please make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe and hit that little bell in the corner because it'll tell you when my next video comes out, which is usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also do some bonus videos and don't stream ever. And if you guys want to support the channel financially, the Patreon and everything else is down below. And with the Patreon, you're gonna get these videos a week or weeks ahead of the YouTube audience. For example, right now, you guys can go watch the season finale as well as some patron exclusive movies, series, and polls. So if that interests you, go check that out. If not, they'll be up on YouTube pretty damn soon. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for me tonight, guys. So thank you so very much for joining me. You know I love and appreciate every single one of you. And remember, if you're gonna go outside, wear that mask, don't be an ass, and I will see you all next week for some more Fallout. I promise I won't mess up that episode. Take it easy, guys.
I voted for Betty.